Welcome to the Market Mystics podcast, where we discuss what's happening in the cryptosphere and trading on Earth as it is in heaven. Buckle up and huddle on while we dive in and get weird. Here are your hosts, Joshua and Kim.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a wonderful Thursday afternoon with your mystics.
Hello.
How are things going for you today, Kim?
Pretty good. In all honesty, I had a rough start to the week, and today has completely turned around. So I'm pretty good today.
Awesome.
Yeah. Although I'm still having a bit of whiplash. We tend to talk about the weather on here. It's not because we're that boring. It's just because, at least for me, I'm looking right out my window. And less than 48 hours ago, it was 80 degrees here. And this morning I woke up to the ground being covered with snow. And it just continues to happen this year. Is a bizarre thing for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's certainly bizarre is a good word. I like to refer to Kansas as being the most bipolar girl I've ever lived with. And it truly is. It's crazy. Like one day like you said, it's 80 short, like a day or two later, it's snowing. I've also noticed for some reason or another, we seem to get precipitation on Thursdays. Like this has been a theme for 2 months where like it'll be great all week, and then on Thursday it's cold and snowy or rainy. Or
that's the real reason why we give the weather updates too. It's because it just is piling on us on Thursdays.
Yeah, that's true. It's totally different today than it was 2 days ago. So, and the market tends to also be totally different day to day as well. So on Monday, we were talking about how everything was just sky high. Most things were close to double digits gains. And today we're seeing a little bit of a retracement. We're seeing, Bitcoin and ETH are both down 2.8% in 24 hours, but they're still up 7 and 9% over 7 days. So, on a weekly, it's looking good. Just a little pullback today. The one, and this is kind of going to be the theme of our topic today, but Solana is just, it's making some moves right now. It's doing some stuff. So
yes,
in 24 hours, it's only up 2.7%, but over 7 days, it's still up 30%. And I don't know. We're going to talk some more about Solana throughout the episode, but there's some big things happening with that coin. And as always, my favorite thing to do is to scroll through the top 100 coins and see what is the biggest mover in that space. And today we bring you a coin called GMT, or Steppen. It is up. It is up 15.6% in 24 hours, but it is up 209% in 7 days.
It's wild.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of drives a dagger right into my heart because I'll be honest with you guys. I had a friend call me. Man, this is honestly maybe a month ago. It was at least a couple weeks ago, and say, "Hey man, I heard of this new coin. It's really interesting. I think you should check it out. I'm pretty invested in it." And I was
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, okay, 2 weeks ago. So I was like, "Okay, man, sounds cool. I'll check that out." He even followed up 2 days later and was like, "Hey man, did you check this out?" And I was like, "To be honest, no, I still haven't looked at it." And I never did. Well, like I said, it's up 209% in 7 days, but it's up 324% in 14 days. So that means he told me about it before it took off like a rocket ship, and I didn't do anything about it. So that coin has a little bit of a sore spot for me, but you can't win them all.
And you don't lose what you don't invest.
That's true. That's true. And for people who are That's right. For people who are curious about it, it is a Web3 lifestyle app where you purchase NFT sneakers, you connect it to whatever, I'm not exactly sure what platform it is, but as you go out and get steps, go for runs, do things like that, you actually earn more of their coins, which can be used for NFTs or other tokens. And so it's sort of a rewards you for actually participating in their ecosystem, which I'm a big fan of. I think that more
Mhm.
crypto places should do that as a model.
It is an interesting concept because it really partners doing this and becoming part of this community and kind of metaversey stuff with
Yeah.
real life things and being active, which is
Mhm.
not always so present in the gaming world, right?
That's true. That's true. The digital world is not necessarily known for their physical activities.
True. And when I was researching this, because Josh and I did talk about it, this is how I could go back and get the date. It was the 15th. But when we talked about it, I went and looked it up and learned a little bit about it. And I do believe it said that it would connect with any of your tracking apps you already have on your phone. So
Mm.
I'm an Apple user. It would connect with my
Health.
Apple Watch that counts my steps. So my health app. But I'm sure like my Fitness Pal or any of those that Fitbit, those things that track. So
Interesting.
interesting concept, at least. And
Mm.
even though I looked it up a couple weeks ago for us to talk about, I still saw this on our list and I'm like, GMT, what is this coin? Is there a Greenwich Mean Time coin now? I don't know what this means.
Was kind of funny because both of us saw it as the top mover in the 100s and was like, man, that sounds familiar, but we couldn't figure out why. And then all of a sudden it clicked like, oh, I could have made 209% this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well,
Hmm.
moving on.
Moving on. Yes. So today we're going to address Solana and some of the moves that they're making. One of the reasons why we think it is a coin to watch. And one of the biggest reasons that's credited to their 30% over the past week is they have started. I'm not sure if it's totally functioning yet, but they are integrating with OpenSea as an alternative to the Ethereum blockchain that OpenSea has been exclusive to,
I say hallelujah for that. Can
right?
I mean, I used to be a big fan of Ethereum until I really felt those fees. Oh, and you can talk about them all day about the gas fees for Ethereum, but until you feel that in the depths of your being when you get hit with a giant fee, oh, it makes it so real. And you just
Yes.
kind of want options. So I think Solana, this is a huge thing. This is probably why people are responding so well to Solana being rolled out with OpenSea, because those fees hurt.
Yeah.
You should give your example. Did you talk about this already?
I don't think I have. I was actually just pulling up that photo so we could talk about it. I bought an Ethereum blockchain NFT on OpenSea about a week or so ago. And it was an NFT that gave you access to part of a community that I wanted to support and be a part of. And so I was going to purchase it. I was purchasing it for a purpose, not just because I liked the artwork that the NFT represented. So let me clarify it with that because the purchase price of the NFT was $108.
Mm-hmm.
The gas fee for that purchase was $41.54.
Ooh, 40% fee.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I mean, exactly 38.4% was the fee on that purchase. And so, I mean, had I not been purchasing that NFT for a specific reason so that I could be part of that specific community, I wouldn't have made that purchase. I mean, I actually don't believe that that NFT is going to appreciate enough for me to cover that cost. So it wasn't like I was buying it for an investment, but that is a significant barrier to entry for people wanting to get into the NFT world. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about today is just exactly how Solana addresses that and why they are really challenging Ethereum's place um, as the NFT king.
For real. I mean, I'll just say this up front. I don't partner with death. I don't like that. It's not who I am. But in the crypto world, Solana is one of the coins being deemed an ETH killer.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the year and kind of made some predictions for this year. And one of the big ones was that ETH would lose its
Number
second,
2 spot.
yeah, it's number 2 spot, the ranking. And I think it's stuff like this exactly why that's possible. So currently it has been one of 2 options on OpenSea to be able to use their network to buy NFTs, but it has been the primary one. And so OpenSea is the largest NFT market out there.
Mm-hmm.
It does ridiculous volume. I don't have those numbers in front of me, so I'm not even going to try to quote them. But if you look it up, their volume is incredible, especially for NFTs being so new. But I mean, we looked up what the fees are for Ethereum. Oh, when we say a gas fee, Ethereum is actually called Ether, which is a gas. And so the fees associated with it have been touted gas fees.
Mm-hmm.
So truth be told, other coins can't have gas fees because they're not Ether.
Right.
But it's kind of a term that has been used across
Yeah.
the board now because Ethereum is so well known for their fees.
Yes.
Okay, so Ethereum, their transaction fees range from anywhere from a couple bucks, like $2 per transaction, up to a few $100s per transaction. And it's kind of regardless of how much money you're putting into it. It's not a percentage of what amount you're transferring. Mm-hmm. It's not that. It has to do with, because it's proof of work, it has to do with how many nodes it goes through and how long it takes it to get approved or verified.
Yep. There's a certain cost to building a new block on the blockchain.
Right.
And depending on how many transactions get put in that block depends on how spread out the fee to build that block is.
Right. So then we look at Solana, and per transaction, their fee is 2.5 ten thousandths of a cent.
That's wild.
That is wild. If you compare just their basic fee to the lowest Ethereum, the difference is exponential. And so you wonder why Solana has the potential of taking over ETH's position. This is it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I looked up some of the volumes for OpenSea on the Ethereum blockchain. In the past 24 hours, OpenSea has had $95.5 million worth of transactions happen.
Wow.
The other coin that you can use on OpenSea is Polygon, but Polygon only has 1.6 million in volume. So, I mean, that's almost like, I don't know, 100th less than Ethereum has been in 24 hours. I mean, it's massive changes. But one of the things that's very interesting is Solana, in its move, just since it's been announced and they're working on making integration, it has like people have already stopped using Ethereum in preparation for Solana being available.
Mm.
That's that's crazy to me. I forget the exact number that it was, what percentage it was. Um, but Ethereum has lost its oh, here
Thir-
it is. 38% in the past month. Ethereum sales for NFTs are less. That's a big deal. I mean, that's a massive percentage, and they still own the market. I mean, they're still the number one, but with these other options now being available on OpenSea, which is the largest NFT trading platform, I just don't know how Ethereum is going to hold on, except for some of the collections that are crazy popular that are already sitting on that blockchain. You know, some of those may help Ethereum keep some sense of a place, but there's so many things going against Ethereum right now. It'll be interesting to see if they have any chance at holding up.
I completely agree. I think another thing that is not in their favor is they've had this whole thing about Ethereum 2.0 being rolled out, um, which is also known as Serenity, which is also known as Consensus Layer, which is also known as who knows what else. I don't know. They keep
Uh,
changing the name, which is just confusing. I know they have purpose behind it. I'm being a bit cynical, but essentially the 2.0 phase 1 was dropped in December of 2020. Phase 2 is not expected until 2023, and there are 3 phases. They're saying that a process called the merge, those are quote fingers, which is merging the main net with 2.0's beacon chain, which should enable full staking, is expected April through June of this year. And I've said it before, I just kind of feel like for being such a leader in the industry of cryptocurrency, ETH is lagging behind with the innovation. When you would expect them, I would expect them to be charging forward, blazing trails
mm,
ahead of the rest of the game.
yeah.
And I think that's where you start seeing the shift happen, because you have companies like Solana who are offering all of the same services for less money, less transaction time, better ease of use. It's tough to compete with that when people
Yeah.
are already rolling that out and you have a 2 or 3 year plan.
Yeah. We've talked about how Ethereum is basically rebuilding their whole technology, their whole blockchain, while still trying to function the way they are.
Right.
And some of these other coins have just been able to implement the changes from the very beginning, and they don't have to go through that process. And it's an easier adaptation, really.
It's true. It's true.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we did a little bit of comparison between the two coins. So currently, Solana has a $40 billion market cap, while Ethereum has a 395 billion. So almost a 10x in market cap that it would have to catch. Um, Circulating supply, Solana has 325.2 million coins and a total supply of 508 million coins, while Ethereum currently has 120 million coins in circulation, but they have an infinite amount of total supply. There is no cap to Ethereum. And I'll be interested to see, there's definitely two schools of thought of whether or not the infinite supply or the finite supply is better. And it maybe it comes down to what you intend to use the coin, like what's the utility of this coin.
Right.
But I think, I don't know, I've seen the coins that have a finite supply tend to hold their value and gain value quicker than the coins that don't have that are just have an infinite supply. So it'll be interesting to know, or just to watch these two over the course of the year. I know one of the other ones we've talked about that could potentially catch Ethereum is Luna, Terra. It's, it's a coin that is doing a lot of things quietly that are preparing for their future. And so I'm interested to watch and see how the top, maybe the top 10 coins shake out by the end of the year. I think there could be some big moves.
Absolutely. I was just thinking about Solana, and essentially Solana would have to go 10x to step ahead of Ethereum, and Ethereum would have to stay fairly steady. But we've talked about the volatility of these kinds of markets, and it could be done. And it could be done in a short amount of time if there's something to push the move, like, I don't know, OpenSea.
Yeah.
Rolling out the Solana. I almost said Cardano.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that OpenSea is going to do is, at the same time that it's going to help Solana gain value by giving it more utility, it's going to take away from the utility of Ethereum. And so it may not even necessarily be that Solana has to 10x if, while it's gaining in value, Ethereum is losing value.
That's a good point.
Because currently, yes, Ethereum has some recognition for being one of the top coins, but its primary function is the NFT world. And if it starts to lose its primary function, it might go down quickly. It was only a couple of years ago Ethereum was trading at $400, $500, $600 a coin. It could return there if it loses its NFT place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I think that's about all we have for today.
Yeah, I think so too. We titled this Solana on the Prowl because it's, they're making moves, and I would say they're doing it kind of quiet. They're doing things. I think the other one to watch for is Luna. It's kind of doing similar stuff. They just bought 5,800 Bitcoin to add to the stockpile for their stable coin. We may do a whole episode sometime on Luna and their stable coin, because they're things I think you should keep an eye on.
Absolutely. Excuse me, Luna is the number 9 by market cap, number 9 coin. Their stable coin is number 14.
Not far behind.
And the same company.
Yeah.
And they're moving quickly. They just hit a new all-time high just yesterday, after already hitting probably 4 or 5 already this year. We're just at the end of March. This is the end of the first quarter, and they've hit all-time highs multiple times this year. I'm telling you, watch them. I'm not saying invest. This is not advice for investing, but this is a coin to watch. Keep your eye on it.
That's right. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. We'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you for listening. Join us every Monday and Thursday as we discuss trading on earth as it is in heaven. If you want to connect further, follow us on social media at market.mystics for Instagram and TikTok, and search for Market Mystics on YouTube and Facebook. If you still need more, follow the link on Facebook to book a coaching appointment. Until next time, see ya.